Hey guys, how are you? All right, I think it says I'm muted. Okay, I think I'm good. Yeah, I don't think I'm muted. Okay, I am good. All right, guys. Hopefully, you guys come hop on and say hello. Yes, this is my bed. You guys know on Tuesdays, I do a Q&A right here in bed because it's right before I go to bed. So come join me and let's chat. So hopefully you guys are doing well today and you had a wonderful day. And if your kids have started school, hopefully that has gone well for you and them. So if you guys are new, hey, how are you? If you guys are new, post a 1 below. That's your first through third time. All right. And if you are an oldie but goodie, post a 2 below, just like Cynthia. And we will get started. So tonight, how it works is you guys come on with me and you ask the questions. I'm here to hang. You guys are here to ask the questions. So tonight is your night, not my night. So no content today. Well, okay. Maybe I shouldn't lie like that because I always give content, but tonight is really about you. So it's where you come, and I like to do this especially for my group people. It's where you come and you ask questions or the things that are just on your mind that you need to get out and you need to find out more about. If I don't know the answer, I will find it for you. And I want to make sure that you guys have everything that you need so that you feel secure and ready to go in regards to your IEPs and everything that is going on today and how things are a bit different. But they're really not that different, if that makes sense. So come join me and just start posting questions. That's all you have to do. And I will start answering, and I'll scroll through the questions and I will start answering them. So if I miss your question for any reason, please let me know. Call me out on it because I probably did not see it as I'm scrolling because sometimes there's a lot of questions. So we'll see. I know tonight is a little bit late. We'll let some people kind of jump on. And so when you guys are ready, just start asking questions and I will be happy to answer them. So again, post a 1 below if it's your first through third time catching me live, and post a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Raven Woods and I'm the CEO and founder of Autism Mama Rocks the IEP. And I help parents gain the knowledge and the confidence to become the CEO of their IEP meeting. So I hope you guys are enjoying this group. I think it's pretty darn awesome myself. And go ahead, start asking questions. Tonight is all about you. All right, so Cynthia says, can you elaborate on the question about seesaw? What type of things I need to be careful of? Can you tell me that question again so that I think other people could benefit from that. So can you explain it to me, what you mean by it? Yeah, so let me know what you mean by that. The seesaw. Cal says, Raven, do you know if all states have hybrid distance learning? I'm in California. No, they do not. I know in Virginia they are going to be doing hybrid, hopefully, but we don't know. So right now it's straight virtual, and my guess says that we're going to at least be virtual through the new year. That would be my gut instinct guess. But there's a lot of schools that are in. The kids are in school. So because those states are low in their numbers of COVID, so that's pretty awesome, right? Yeah, a lot of people I'm working with are in California, and they are not in school. Hey, Jesse, how are you? Yeah, I'm not sure. I've been in IEP makeovers all day, Cynthia. So I had two back to back. So, like, I'm just trying to keep my eyes open right now. And then I got to get up early in the morning and prep for your IEP. So, yeah. So I'm just trying to keep my eyelids open, y'all. So if you need me to remember something, you're going to have to remind me yourself. Um, all right. So how are you, Jesse? So hopefully people are hopping on. I know it's late. I'll do another live later this week. All right. Probably in the morning. All right. So make sure. I don't know if the group, does anybody know if the group has where you click notifications? Are you guys able to do that here on the group, or is that just over on the page? Let me know, because I don't know. I don't pay attention. No questions tonight, guys? None? Zero? How did you guys like last night's live over on the page? Were you guys there for that? That was gosh, it was like an hour and a half long, right, Kim? Right, Cynthia? I think, Michelle, you joined us, right? When asking for scholastic records, how long should you give them to get them ready? Well, they only have 45 days per FERPA. So 45 straight days. Bam, bam, bam. Start the next day. So if you sent it today, which is a Tuesday, so Wednesday would be day one. And it's 45 consecutive days, not business or school days. About commenting on Seesaw after submitting work, about how he did with assignment. Ah, shit. I don't remember. Oh, do you mean how you respond online? Like if your child's doing a assignment, you have to make a comment online. Is that what you mean? Um, Let me know if that's what you mean. I'm good. We've been busy with school, working on 7-week school doctor appointment. Good. What type of report data should I ask for from my grandson's preschool? A lot of their stuff is play based on speech, OT, PT, lots of observations going on. Honestly, Michelle, I would not be sweating data in preschool. Let them be babies. All right? Let them be. There's going to be so much time. It's kind of like, when you have a typical child and they're in kindergarten, and it's like, if they don't know how to tie their shoes, just let them be kids. Let them be kids. But no, seriously, the only thing I would stay on top of is services. So OT, PT, speech, whatever the services are, I would stay on top of that. Ask for the data logs, the service provider logs for speech, OT, whatever, and you will get all kinds of information on that. You can also ask for the service provider's attendance records, and logs of when they checked in, checked out, when they were sick, etc. And if that speech or OT or PT was made up. So that's what I would be focused on. I would not be focused on the preschool part of it, other than the speech, OT, and PT. So, okay, hear me out here. So, for example, a really good therapy for kids at that age is called play therapy. It's awesome. All right. Another therapy that's really good for kids that age is for speech is called the PECS system, PECS. So those are the kind of things you want to really pay attention to, because play therapy is really good at getting them coming into, working with others and, having interactions, and they're able to express emotions in play. A lot can be actually observed in play. And then as far as PECS, if the student is nonverbal or has trouble with speech, PECS is an amazing system that can work well. Cal said, I just had an IEP meeting last week, and one of my requests and doctor was retention for my son to not go to junior high. I had to appeal the decision because they didn't grant, but the school is moving forward on passing my son to junior high. What is the next step? Hi, Christina. How are you? Kim, I enjoy every time I catch you live. Today was telling my child Medicaid service coordinator about you, as she works with other families that might be able to benefit from your knowledge. Oh, thank you. Cal, I don't know how to answer you without being a little bit too opinionated. So I guess tell me if you want me to be opinionated or not. Normally with IEP stuff, straight facts. Here you go. This is what's up. But with that question, it's hard to answer without throwing opinion into it. So you let me know if you want my opinion or not, okay? Because I always try to ask people's opinions on if you want my opinion or do you want the facts, right? Because sometimes we just don't want anybody else's opinion. We just want to hear the facts. We just want to be listened to and heard, right? So, try to respect everybody's privacy. All right, guys. So I see people hopping on. Welcome. Maybe you guys are one of the new people. Post a 1 below if it's your first through third time catching me live. Post a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. Welcome. Tonight is the chilled out Q&A night. I'm always in my bed for the Q&A. I cannot wait to go to bed. And I'm super excited to have you on here with me. All right. So yes, you want my opinion. I don't think you should hold your child back in middle school. There you go. There's my opinion. You want to know why? Okay, so no, seriously, Cal, here's the deal. You're the parent. You get to make the decisions. I am in no way trying to do that, but I will just give you my thoughts on this, and you can take it or leave it. All right. So when a child is in elementary school, grade school, whatever you want to call it, it's a lot easier to hold them back. Usually, kindergarten through third grade is a good time to hold a child back. Once they hit fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, and more, you're really playing with emotions at that point. Okay? So children, I don't know how impacted your child is, but I will just go by children that I know and have worked with their parents, and they're very knowledgeable, even the ones that have no vocabulary at all. Spoken vocabulary. They have all kinds of vocabulary in their head and how they express themselves in sign and other things. So they understand what's going on. And holding a student back, and this is just coming from a teacher's perspective as well, holding a student back at that age, going into junior high school, holding them into elementary school, I don't feel is healthy emotionally. That's where I'll leave it. As far as why you're holding them back, my guess would be educational. You can make that up in junior high. You can fix it if you don't play. You got to be serious. You got to not play at this point because they're not getting any younger, right? But I wouldn't hold a student back for being behind. Does that make sense? Because they're behind anyway. So unless your child is on 5th grade level and you don't want them moving to 6th grade because they're on 5th grade level, it wouldn't make sense to not move them to 6th grade. So, but if they're going into 6th grade, but they're on a 3rd grade level, what's the difference if they're in 5th grade or 6th grade? Do you see what I'm saying? So the gap has to be closed wherever they are. And you can't hold a child back in 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, whatever, because the gap is not being closed. That is the school's job to do. Okay? You don't want to be one to hold them back and create that emotional mess, if you will, that could possibly happen, because they know, and even if it's not verbally spoken, they know. So if you need help closing the gap, I can help you there. But you can't fix that emotional piece. Does that make sense? Hopefully that helps. Corey, hello, welcome. All right. Christina says, girl, so tired. You have no idea. I woke up at 2:30 in the morning to finish a state complaint for a client. And I had to, I'm preparing a request for due process for a client. And then I had a 4-hour IEP makeover. So I'm tired. Yeah. I hear you, Christina. Cynthia says, yeah, only myself and teachers can see the work. I thought commenting on his work about how he did, example, today I just commented, needed guidance on letter sizing and spelling letter by me. Okay. So yes, I think I said that's fine. The only thing is you want to watch your words. So make sure you kind of proofread it. So that it doesn't, you don't want to lead them anywhere, one way or the other. So you want to just state facts. Had trouble with the letter Y. Enjoyed XYZ. Make sense? So you want to keep it factual. You don't want to add anything more or less. Corey, I'm doing full virtual teaching for self-contained high school learning support. I'm exhausted as well. Fun. So are you a teacher? I need to turn that off. What the heck is that? Oh. So my daughter's a teacher and she's doing all that stuff. It's fun stuff, huh? So what else, guys? Come on, bring me those questions. Awesome. Well, that's awesome. Welcome, welcome. Are you new, Corey? Straight facts, no opinions. Got it. Yes. Can they change you? Can they charge you to make copies? Yes, they can. 15 cents. All right, 15 cents. Thank you. You can share group lives, Michelle. That's so cool. I didn't know that. That's really cool. No, I've been in the group while just never make a live. Oh, okay. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I've gotten really strict, guys. People who don't answer the questions are now not coming into the group because the group is growing pretty big and I am getting more strict, if you will. Yes, you have to copy the link and post it. Oh, that's cool. Cool, cool. Hey, Mercedes, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Oh my gosh. I need to learn how to turn my messages off so my texts don't come to my phone or to my computer. You guys can probably hear it. All right. Hi, is it Chassidine? Am I saying that right? And I apologize if I am not. Um, Cal says, but the school doesn't have the primary correct. His struggle with social skills and just started ABA service. And I just can believe how far behind he is in education. He is 3 years behind, plus we had an IE assessment. It's okay. All right. My daughter was the same and is the same in reading, but she is at Linda Mood Bell now and is catching up super fast. Thank goodness. I am so thankful to them. So, yes, I am. I get it, and, you know, she was diagnosed with dyslexia. So, sometimes they get behind and, fate doesn't happen and we have to address that and we can, okay? But do not just hold a student back. You're the mom, but don't hold a student back just because they're 3 years behind, especially going into middle school. That's just my opinion. But I understand completely how you're feeling. Maybe some other parents want to chime in here, guys. Maybe, Cal, do you want other people's thoughts on this? Cal's question here, I'll actually post it for you guys. We would love your assistance. Here's the question. Basically, what she's saying is her child is going into middle school. She's wanting to hold the child back. The school is pushing him forward. She's fighting this. And she asked my opinion on what my thoughts were and what her rights were. And your rights, Cal, are whatever it is you want to do. You can, in fact, hold your child back. There does come a point, too, with a school that would probably be more where I'm in line as well, is it's kind of like you can't hold a 15-year-old back in third grade because they're not progressing, So there has to be a fine line there. And for a student with special needs, a lot of the times they're behind, period. And so yeah, you just have to be open-minded about it and then go with your gut. Okay. That's what they recommend. Who recommended? Gina says hi, hello. 30 days. What's 30 days, Cynthia? Oh, 30 days, yeah. That's right, Jesse. Can the school pay for Linda Mood Bell? Yes, they can. Oh, yeah. Linda Mood Bell is awesome. As a teacher, I agree with you, Raven. For emotional reasons and social reasons, I would move him forward. I teach a social skills class, and it is very beneficial for kids that need extra support in that area, but they are still with their age appropriate peers. Yes. And Cal, you're welcome to give me a call. We can do a discovery call if you're wanting to do that to talk about it further. But it is a personal decision. But Corey, she's an educator. I'm an educator. And we both would recommend moving him forward, but getting on top of the why he is behind and fixing it. The problem today, and we were talking about this yesterday, the problem is that kids are becoming so far behind, and the school systems are doing assessments. They're not making any type of recommendation to change what's in that damn IEP to accommodate that child better. They have to change the IEP. If there's an evaluation and there is suggestions and thoughts and opinions from the educators as to what needs to happen and what is recommended, that needs to take place at the reevaluation meeting and go into the IEP. But what I'm finding is that's not happening. There's this meeting, or not, and then nothing happens. Nothing changes in the IEP of anything. I'm ready to shoot my head off. Not really, but I'm so tired of seeing goals be copied and pasted. I swear, if I see one more goal copied and pasted, I'm going to lose my ever-loving mind. I mean, it's repetitive. They just copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. And then us as parents were like, why are kids behind? Because they're copy and pasting the goals. They're not being mastered. There's a disconnect. And that's what needs to be found. All right? Typically is how that child is learning. I would allow my child to go forward. Yes. I wouldn't hold them back. That is a major transition your child would be missing out on. Like Raven said, for their emotional well-being. Yes. Yes, I would love to talk with one of you guys if it's okay. Yeah, just PM me. Is 1 year of extra school worth the possible emotional impact with being 3 years behind? I don't think so personally. Stacy says, I am a 7th grade science teacher in Massachusetts, and I also have a daughter in high school in special ed. Tough being a teacher in the same. Oh gosh, girl. Oh, I don't know how you do that. I always tell my teachers, if you work in the same school district, get the hell out of there, because I can't even imagine what that's like, Stacy. Because when it comes down to it, I'm going to fight for my kids. So if you're going to fire me, fire me. They would have, if I was in the school system that I taught in and that my daughter was in, I'd have been fired flat. Day one. Done. Gone. Yeah. I understand how Corey feels. I agree with Raven to not retain for many reasons. Does Linda Mood Bell help with low working memory? Helps with reading and math. And as many educators, and some don't, know that if you can't read, you're not going to be good at math, period. So they go hand in hand, all right? If you can't read, you're not going to do well in math. I have seen very little, small amount, minute amount of children that are excellent in math but can't read. Doesn't typically happen. All right, because eventually you got to kind of read math to be able to do it. And so, yes, they work on memory, they work on vocabulary, they work on the visualizing, verbalizing is huge. It's all about creating that picture in the child's brain so that they can make more sense of their reading. And honestly, with Linda Mood Bell, which I think is so fabulous, I'm going to do a live on everything that they trained me on, and taught me that I had no idea. And I thought it was so, I don't know if you guys think this is cool, but I thought it was so cool how math and reading kind of go together. And then I thought it was really cool how they teach reading, how different it is from the school system. And it works. They cannot charge what they charge, $27,000 every 12 weeks, if they didn't have a success rate. And Sky's made nothing but progress every single week. Every week. It's awesome. And I'm thrilled. Thrilled. So, the schools are doing remote learning. Is there two parts of the IEP? No, there's only one IEP. One for remote, the other for, no. One IEP, one document. That's it. Unless you put an addendum to it, but that's not two. That's one still. Why would the school not want to evaluate my son until he is 10? I have to get back to you. I promise you. We can talk tomorrow. But so they can't tell you that. I read that when you wrote me, and I was crazy busy in a meeting, but no way, shape, or form can they say that to you. You can have your child evaluated every single year. Every year. That is your right. All right? Now, less than a year? No. But every year you can have your child evaluated. Now, do I think that your child needs a full and conclusive evaluation every single year? Maybe not. Maybe they do. But sometimes it may just be, the triennial should be everything. Include the C top 2, the CLEF 5, the Wyatt, the psychoeducational, the BASC 3, the ABALS-3, I think it is. I have everything written down. You want all those things in your huge assessment, all right? But then each year when you have an assessment, you may just want cognitive, reading, and math, or you may just want behavior and cognitive, adaptive behavior, so you may want certain areas. No, Linda Mood Bell is all over the United States, but Fairfax, I believe, is where their headquarters are. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. You can get an evaluation every single year, every year. So that is bullshit. Okay. I just don't believe that ABA should be responsible for his education. No, of course not. What does that mean, Cal? ABA be responsible for his education. What do you mean by that? Right. And, Stacy, that's interesting because a lot of kids are good at fluency, which is, my child reads so well. Well, if your child reads so well, reading is the whole picture. Reading is not just sounding out words really well and being able to read a page pretty quickly. All right. Reading is reading that page pretty quickly and understanding exactly what you read. That is what reading is. So if you can read the word stop, that's awesome. But if you don't know what it means, all you did was say a word. That's it. So you're capable of saying words, which is what reading fluency is. Or you can read, which is understanding the phonemic and having phonemic awareness, having fluency, having comprehension, and understanding the vocabulary, understanding how to decode, etc. That is reading. Reading words is simply just that. All right? And schools will mess that up. She reads beautifully. She's doing really great. She read 3 pages today. She read a whole book today. And I'm just going to keep it real with you guys. I don't give a crap if your child read 10 books. I don't. That does not mean they can read. Reading is the whole picture, all right? Not just reading words, because at the end of the day, you want your child at 18 or 21, whenever you take them out of school, to be able to read, not read words and have no idea what they mean. You want your child to read, understand it, and even be able to implement what they're reading if need be, or understand and process, right? Right. I had a teacher with special needs son tell me that she can be friendly all day in everyday life with coworkers, but when she crosses the doorway into her son's IEP, she treats it like she doesn't know them any more than a normal parent would. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Emmett said, I was told that the last 2 pages of the IEP would be for remote learning, accommodations, and modifications for the schools that are doing remote learning. Well, all I can tell you, Emmett, is if you choose to sign an IEP that is all about remote learning, then that is your choice. I don't recommend it. It's in his last year IEP. They wouldn't do it until he was 10. It was in this last year. Well, they're wrong, and they can't do that. They're not allowed. That's not allowed. I don't even know why they said that, other than they feel like they can get away with it. Stacy said, absolutely. Michelle said, I had a virtual meeting today, and they came up with the plan ECS COVID-19 Impact Learning Plan. They were discussing my virtual options. Well, that's nice. How'd that work out? Lori Myers, my son was actually good at math first. Reading came later, like just this year in 5th grade over the summer. That's wonderful. And then I think Christina's talking to somebody else. All right. I will talk to you really quick about the COVID IEPs. Your IEP is your IEP. Idea has not changed. Your IEP does not have to change because it is now virtual. Speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, whatever it is that's in your IEP must be carried over virtually. Okay? Just like, there's dance that kids are in, they were doing that online. All right? So, and I'm not talking about kids with special needs. I'm talking about just dance classes. And so things can be done online, all right? And it may not be as effective. We all know that. But it can still be provided. And that's if it's in your IEP, it must be provided, or FAPE is not being provided at all. And if your child doesn't learn virtually, then that's a problem as well. Even though it's not so much the school's fault, it's still their responsibility, if that makes sense. Okay. So I understand that schools are coming out with all kinds of things. And the beauty of it is you have a choice. You don't have to sign it. Okay? Keep the IEP you got in place until you fight them and you get it changed to what you need. Okay? So if you have any questions, you can PM me and I'll set up a call with you and we can go from there. But no, you do not have to sign anything COVID related. You're welcome to consider certain things in like an addendum that has a time limit on it. So for example, for 90 days from such and such date to such and such date, your child will receive speech therapy via virtual learning. Okay? Or OT or whatever. All right. But you have to have an end date. And then it goes back to the IEP. And then you choose to sign it again for 90 days or whatever have you. But I would not do anything more than that. And you better read every single word before you sign. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of where that is. Okay. Just be careful of, the virtual learning IEP plan changes the schools want to make. That is their tweak because IDEA did not change. The Secretary DeVos did not change IDEA. So the school systems are coming up with their own plans to cover their ass. That's what's happening. You guys know me. I'm going to keep it real. So that's what's happening. They're covering their butts and they're expecting you to sign it because you feel like it is something you have to do and you don't. Okay? And some live session, girl, recording of lessons and virtual speech. My son is 4. Oh. At this point, we are supposed to go hybrid. Special ed students are offered 4 days if they want instead of 2 days. Yeah. I think that's great. A lot of schools are doing that with special needs kids. And it keeps actually the numbers down in the school, having special needs kids go. And I think that's amazing. So I think that'd be very beneficial. It's an idea, Angelica. That's a federal law. So legally, the schools have to do what's called a triennial every 3 years. Okay, that's mandatory. All right. So, other than the triennial that's mandatory of the school, you, as a parent, have the right to request an evaluation every single year. Now, you do have to have a meeting and you do have to say, hey, this is what needs to be done, blah, blah, blah. And you have to have a reason and you discuss with the team, what it is that you're wanting to evaluate and why. But they cannot say no to an evaluation. You can PM me, Angelica. Just PM me on Facebook. And yeah, of course, they're going to mention the triennial because that's the only one they want to do because they have to do it. Is the IEP team has determined that ESY is not required standard? I don't recall ever talking about. Well, yes, that is a huge procedural violation if ESY was not spoken about. And in no IEP should ESY be checked off. No. Ever. That means they're disregarding ESY from the get-go, and they can't do that. They can't play God and know what's going to happen at the end of the year. They don't get to do that. They don't have that right. So ESY is mandatory. All right, I'm going to explain to you exactly what, all right, ESY states, okay? I'll actually even share my screen with you. So hold on. All the things I write. Now you guys want my stuff. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so let me share my screen real quick. Let me figure out how to do this. Hold up. How do you unlock this? I don't know what I just did. Hold up. I'm pressing buttons. I'm trying to figure out how to unlock this. Okay. Can you see my screen? All right. Hold up. Let me figure out Okay, cool. Let me find the ESY part. Here we go. All right. Can you see it? All right. Although many federal circuit courts had recognized entitlement for some students to extended school year services prior to 1999, not all of them had done so. However, the IDEA regulations provide for annual consideration of the provisions of ESY. Okay? Services to all children. Under the regulations, each public agency must ensure that extended school year services are available as necessary to provide FAPE, and extended school year services must be provided only if a child's IEP team determines on an individual basis that the services are necessary for the provision of FAPE, okay, to the child. In implementing these requirements, a public agency may not. And then we go through, the different reasons to provide it. And what else? I have scenarios and different laws on things that you can use and you can't use, if that makes sense. So your child by law has every right to receive FAPE. Every child in the United States deserves that. And it's important to understand that if ESY is not spoken about, that is a refusal. Here's one. It's a couple procedural violations. One, it does not allow you to adequately participate in the IEP meeting because they're not doing that. Okay. Number two, all right. Yeah. Number two, ESY is something that is, so many kids are told no for the stupidest reasons. One of the king and queen reasons no is said is, oh, they're not regressing. So what? My kid could have behavior issues. Your child could, have issues where they need to catch up. They're behind. All right. So ESY is not given for a student that is on grade level to progress. But if they're below grade level, of course, bridging that gap is what ESY is for. Of course, it's for regression, for students who have regression. And that can be in behavior, that can be in sensory, that can be in any type of behavior, adaptive behavior, physical behavior, emotional behavior, okay? So it doesn't matter. If there's any type of regression in any way, shape, or form, a child can 100% receive ESY, okay? So don't believe that. So hopefully that helps you a little bit. And I know we're going to set up a time to talk, so sorry. And you haven't failed your son. But I will say we've all probably felt that way. And it's an unfortunate normal feeling. And, the only thing we can look at right now is doing everything we possibly can to get him back on track. All right. And progress being made. All right. And that is a win. They can disagree with eval requests and then you have to file with the state. Typically you don't have to. And, for example, if an evaluation was done and it's within a year, you can actually ask for IEE. And if they refuse that, they can either take you to due process or they have to do the IEE. And I think I've only seen one time where a school system has taken a parent to due process over an IEE. So typically in that 3-year span, an evaluation has been done anyway. So when you request your evaluation, If you're within that year of already having an evaluation, you can request an IEE. You actually don't even have to request an evaluation. So if you are, wanting an evaluation every single year, I have not once ever had a client that I've worked with be told no, not ever. Now, do I agree that a student needs a full and comprehensive evaluation every single year? Not always, but sometimes they do. All right. So that's what I was saying, is it isn't always about regression. Um, all right. My son's IEP was just 1 week before the schools closed in the beginning of March. Can I request an amendment for new goals or accommodations during? Of course you can. Absolutely. You can request another IEP at any time. All right. How do you request due process? Do I need an attorney? You need an advocate or attorney that knows what they're doing. Yes, you do. You're welcome. Yes, that's what I was meaning. And in the last year, I filed for IEE and they disagreed and they said no and they filed. They filed for due process? Is your name Paul, Laura, Barry? I crack up when you guys have 50 million names. Gotcha. Yes, in all states but 4, an advocate can represent you. Yes. I know in Florida, I had to become I had to be approved by the hearing officer. So, which as long as you know your stuff, you're fine. So, obviously, you need to hire an advocate that knows what they're doing. But, um, yeah. Laura, okay. Are you a teacher or just a parent? You can walk out one meeting and request another. Oh yeah, I would leave, or I would leave my IEP meetings. I would go back to my car and I'd request another IEP meeting on my phone. Yes, ma'am. So, yep. You're welcome. So, oh, you know what, guys? I was invited. So tomorrow night, I am going live with the autism. I'll tell you exact. It's like ARC. I have next month. I'm going live with ARC next month. Um, and then tomorrow at 7 o'clock, I am. Hold on. Going live with Virginia Autism Project. So I'm really excited about that. You are welcome. I was granted the IEE and it was a favor for my son. but the school is validated the request. So the reason I ask about due process is because is it the next for me or should I take a different route? Message me and let's talk because I want to know your whole situation before I respond to that. So, all right. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Vicky. I love Section 504. The difference, there's quite a few differences, but bottom line, it's still a program for your child, all right, and a way in which they learn. So specified, obviously, 504s are in accommodations and modifications, and then of course some other things. And IEPs are more specific and individualized, and there's different laws, but it's the same arena, okay? I always try to get my 504 people into IEPs. I try to find the loopholes because they're much more effective. But yes, it's the same thing, and you're in the same car ride, I guess you can say. We're all on the same roller coaster. Um, so yeah. Thanks guys. Thanks for messaging me. I'm getting your messages. So as soon as I get off here. So yes, Vicky. Let me know what you may need help with or what your thoughts are. Okay? Anybody else? I know it's getting late, guys. Okay, sounds good. So like I said, guys, sounds good. Oh, look, I'm listening to my own self. Let me turn it off. Um, so like I said earlier over on the group yesterday, because I got a couple calls today, I am booked until mid-September. So if you're wanting your IEP makeover, and I think I told you guys the barely joining. Hi, Teresa. How are you? Welcome. So post a 1 below if you're new, a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. But we are so happy to have you. Welcome. And make sure you understand the process, okay? So we have a 4-hour IEP makeover. We talk. Hi, Orpha. How are you? We talk, we go through things. Like today, I spoke with a client for, it's a 4 hours. And that's just like really pushing it, all right? Because we go over the IEP page by page, and I really get a good background, and we talk. And then basically what happens after that is we then move forward. I take over all emails with the county and the district, and then I attend your IEP meeting with you, and we talk a lot more in between. So it's one of those things where I'm definitely a go-getter and aggressor, but I like to get things done. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about, is getting it done. So I know there's lots of issues out there, and I feel for you guys. I really do. And we're all in this same boat. And I'm so frustrated at the fact that I'm seeing the same things over and over. And I thank goodness, thank goodness things are getting done the way they should be, and things are being handled. I have gotten so many different assessments for students the past 3 weeks. Every assessment I've requested, they have accepted. Now, was it a fight? Yes, but I have no problems arguing my point. So you have to fight for it. You can't, be quiet about it. So I will talk to you guys soon. I know it's getting late, and we will talk soon. My older son lost his IEP in 5th grade. He just entered 8th. Have you worked? And I have. I have. Hi, Christina. Hi, Melissa. Okay, Orpha, you asked really quick. How can they take care of accommodations when we are going to be, they have to. If it's in your IEP, they have to do it. So it may be virtual, but they have to do it. Okay? So just know that. All right? Good night, guys. I'll talk to you soon. PM me if you need anything.